Hello, it's Spanker here, and we are currently sat inside a A2A. I'll just move that out of the way. Cessna 182 A2A simulations. We'll do a quick flight around this, but we'll have a quick look around the cockpit first. So, looks fairly nice, nicely detailed. Quick look outside. Obviously, we've got tie downs, chocks. Pitot cover on, so it does look fairly nice. So first thing I need to do is I'm just going to press Shift and 3, I think it is, bring up this little menu here so I can take off the Pitot cover and the tie downs and the wheel chocks. I need to do that before we start off. What I'm also going to do, I'm going to take away the left yoke by clicking on here, and it's gone. Controls lock off as well. That's just so we can see a little bit better. Leave the right one then. Parking brakes are set, engines are off. What we're going to do then, we're going to do a quick start up. Now, people may flame, I'm not going to follow any particular procedure. I'm just going to start it up, get it up in the air as quick as possible, and just see how it handles. First thing, I'm going to turn the fuel on down here. Oh, it's a bit sensitive there. There we go, fuel is on. Now what we need to do first is just crack the throttle a little bit and put the mixture in full. Turn on the master switch. Just run this fuel pump for about 2-3 seconds. And then mixture out, start starting, and put that mixture in as we're turning that, and there we go. There we go. If you run the fuel pump too long, you'll flood the engine, you won't be able to start it. Now there is checklists on this, I think with Shift 2. I can flick through these checklists and doing all this. You can go through all that to do it the correct way, but we're not going to bother with that. So I'll stick on the strobe, taxi lights will go on, stick a beacon on, switch avionics on, so we have a nice little GPS here. I'll just reset that track eye on there. GPS, full radio stack, which we're not going to bother with today, but we'll have a look through. And that's about it. So I'm going to open it. I should have opened the camera flaps up before, but not to worry. We've also got a prop pitch. We're not probably going to bother out with fly. We're not going to bother with mixture. I think we'll be under 3,000 or so. Here we just cabin air, cockpit ventilation. So we'll pull that on. In fact, we'll just get rid of that as well. I should be able to just click on this yoke to, well, it's open glove box. Jesus Christ. Right, get rid of that. And we want defrost, turn that up. It also sometimes gets a bit steamy, and I'll pull that on, which is a cockpit heat. The windows do tend to get steamed up a little bit. So, we're currently at Blackpool Airport. So I'm just going to, not much room to manoeuvre here, I'm pretty hemmed in. Jesus. Right. Parking brake is off. Just going to pull that throttle a little bit just to get us moving, get us rolling. Forward a bit of differential brake, should be able to spin us in that. There we go. Oh, bit of a creak there. What was that? Is there a door open? Is it just creaking? Right, we're going to I'm having so much problems with these pedals. Anyway, We're taking off on runway 10 at Blackpool. The first thing I've noticed is how ineffective the nose wheel steering is. That's full rudder, and it wasn't a very tight turn, so anything tight you would probably be using differential braking, which is not a problem. Looks like it's a bit wet, the ground as well. It's not raining now. We are using Active Sky next. Definitely looks wet, that ground. This is the scenery is Orbix, England. Oh, default there's no addition on the airport. I fly from Blackpool, one because it's fairly local to myself. Well, fairly local, it's 40-50 mile away, so I've done quite a lot of my flying training here, so I know the airport pretty well. And it's not only that, if you it's a nice airport to fly through from, because you've got straight away you've got VFR straight out of it, all up the northwest coast. You're 20 minutes from the Lake District, to some spectacular scenery up there, but you're also only 10-15 minutes from Liverpool Airport, which on VATSIM is generally populated quite often. Same distance from Manchester, so if you want the ATC VATSIM experience, it's all there, and you can do it on the same flight. We're not logged into VATSIM today, but if you wanted to, you could plan a VFR flight but get a bit of air traffic control if you wanted that. So I like flying from Blackpool, and it's easy to find as well, so very difficult to get lost. So we're taking off on 10. I need a differential brake to get around this corner. 10, I think the wind's from 60 degrees. So we're taking off inland, the sea's behind us, and I'm just going to put that throttle up. Whoa! I was looking at the wrong thing then. That is pretty loud, but what you can do is here you have a little headphone socket which reduces that noise in your ears. Just make a left. A bit zoomed in there. So quite hazy. That looks like main road that runs down to St Anne's, over to the left there. What's my trims? Neutral. And there we can see Blackpool Tower. Let's put the throttle back a little bit. The thing with Blackpool is it also has a full ILS system as well. Runway 28 is the norm. Prevailing wind is usually off the sea. Just trim it. About 80 knots, 90 knots. Again, like I said, I'm not following any correct procedures. I'm sure I shouldn't be below 1,000 feet above these buildings, but this is why it's a sim, and I shouldn't be flying as close as I'm going to Blackpool Tower. Let's have a look at this in the Orbix scenery. I've got a pier there. So it does look a bit like the tower. One thing about the Olympic scenery is, you know, Blackpool's famous for its tower. It's famous for its pleasure beats and its roller coaster, which aren't modelled. They're not modelled in Olympic scenery, which I find a bit strange because Olympics are usually really good at things like this. However, where is it? There we have Bloomfield Road Football Stadium, Blackpool FC's football ground, just off the left wing there, and that is modelled. But the Pleasure Beach, which should be around this area here, is not modelled. It's going to get a bit of eye now. My thoughts of this aircraft is I love it. I love flying GA, I love flying Cessnas. If you've ever flown the Cessna FSX, it's nothing like this. This is far, far superior. Obviously I know we're in P3D, but this is a far, far superior aircraft in every way possible. It is fantastic. It's highly detailed cockpit. It flies, from my experience of flying 172s, it's pretty close to that. I've got the 172 from A2A and I can't really tell much of a difference in the flight model. Obviously there's some normal differences between a 172 and a 182, but very little difference in how they handle, and this is really superb. Pity we haven't got a bit better weather. What I forgot here? Something over here. I haven't really looked closely around the scenery in Blackpool for a while. What are these here? They look like houses, but they're... I'll just zoom in. I think the caravans. The caravans. Yeah, it's caravan park. Quite a few of them around Blackpool area. Right, we'll have a quick whip round and see how this handles in the approach. So make a right turn. I'm going to go for a runway 10 again, and then I think go into the pattern of downwind. Get a bit of a height. Okay, now we're going to turn it round here. What I'm doing there is I'm just going to use the this is the M55 here. Use M55 as a visual aid, because if you follow the M55 towards Blackpool, and where it bends into going to Blackpool, you just keep on line with it now, as we can see here. There it goes that way. We keep on line, it'll take us pretty much on a nice downwind leg for runway 10. Left hand pattern. In fact, I think before there was another one where it might have been, it's actually closed now, but there's a runway Blackpool's now a two runway airport, but there was a third runway. You can just see it there. I think it might have been 300, I can't remember. It's now closed and there's a taxiway, but you could fly above the M55 and follow it right into that runway. Okay, so runway 10 is a long one. Last view of the tower before we go over the sea and make a left turn to base. The only thing, I mean, there's small gripes about this aircraft is the GPS. GPS is, you know, like it's a bog standard Garmin one. You know, I've got to get so close to see any detail on that at all, really close to it. I've got to zoom in and whatever. It just takes a bit of immersion away if you're bringing up the panel to use it in the 2D panel up to use it. But I think, my opinion, Cessna is all about, you know, old school navigation using VORs and beacons and whatnot, so it's not a major problem. There is that you can purchase different GPS units as well that fit in there. Pull a stage of flaps down, start the descent. Oh, we've got a little bit of a balloon there. So looking between 70 and 80 knots here. 75 knots. .400 feet per minute descent. So looks okay. Can turn on to final approach. Nice gentle one, I think. As we're doing that, we're just going to get ready to bump another stage of flaps in. Now a bit of power, looking around 70 knots now. Just let that come round and line up. A little bit low, but we'll just hold off on the descent a little bit. We'll go to full flaps, 65 knot approach, pulling a bit of power. That's just bumped us up onto the glide slope, alright, it's very, very smooth. A little bit slow, so it's a bit of power, stick the nose down a bit. And trying to keep around 65 knots for the approach. Well, you can just feel the wind is slightly off the centre line, but it's only light. I'm going to aim for them numbers. Pulling the power back. Aim for the numbers just before the flare. Flaring it out and then just killing that power down. Let it float down. Oh, we've got a bounce. Oh, then a bit heavy. So the initial landing seemed alright. The initial first touchdown seemed alright, but then I just were a little bit quick, I think. Like I just let it touch before the airspeed had bled off. But overall it was not too bad. Pull them flaps back up now. Yes, I'm well aware I didn't select the correct lighting and etc. It's not about that, it was just about getting a feel for how this aircraft flies. And I'm very impressed. I'm very impressed by it. Seats in the back as well. A quick look outside. We've got a bit of moisture. Is it? Yeah, that's because, yes, again, I didn't mess about with the cowl flaps. Love that reflection on the spinner at the front. So what it looks like with the flaps down. Very nice. I can't really fault it, to be honest. The model is really nice, detailed. Yeah, so he moves inside as well. Really nice. Right, okay, we'll wrap it up there. I really do advise anybody who's into GA and Cessnas to contemplate investing in this aircraft. It really is nice. There's the usual A2A menus. I'll quickly flick through. There's the pilot's notes. We've got controls, etc. We can add pilots, passengers, fuel. That's just a map view that comes on. Quick radios. What's that? Maintenance hangar. You've got to maintain this aircraft, so as you fly it and you add hours to it, you've got to change the oil and things like that. It's a nice little touch. Sometimes if you just want to fly, it can be a bit tedious, but it's nice. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it, and like I say, if you're into GA, I heavily recommend you buy this aircraft. See you in the next vid.